Ladies and gentlemen, she is taking talk shows to another level. She will inform, inspire, educate, and entertain you. And she is funny. It's Aisha on the A Show.
Hello, beautiful people. It's time for the A Show. Aisha is the name. I'm your girl. Yes, I'm here again. Invade your space. Today, we're going to be talking about herbal medicine. Are you a lover of herbal medicine? Me? But some of you, yes, you do. We have skeptics when it comes to herbal medicine. We're going to debunk that thought today. Yes, I'm excited because we're going to be talking about herbal medicine and how effective and good it is for you and I. I'm excited. We'll go for a short break. When we come back, I introduce my guest and we'll start talking. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Labadi Beach Hotel. Allow me to take you through a pleasant journey. Our rooms are well disinfected with special chemicals. We provide personal hygiene sets for our guests in all our rooms, including a face mask and hand sanitizer. After every checkout, our rooms are disinfected, making it ready in good hygiene for our next guest. In these difficult times, we do not compromise on the quality of our food. Here, we maintain a safe distance amongst the guests, and again, all employees wear face masks and gloves. Our plates and cutlery goes through heat of about 70 degrees Celsius during cleaning. Our tables and restaurant area are frequently cleaned whilst observing safe distancing. Remember, our ingredients for food are always fresh and clean. All facilities are regularly sanitized. Tables and chairs are arranged at safe distances of at least 2 meters apart. We offer you a great selection of outstanding venues. The U-shaped style conference arrangement can accommodate up to 40 seats. This is the theater-style arrangement, which also seats up to 75 guests. Labadi Beach Hotel, first choice.
We know this year has been a little booga, but Tonia, don't worry. Christmas will still be one amazing experience with NASCO because we'll make it an affordable bronya. No one is left out of the discounts and gifts. Our 40-inch satellite TV is going for 949 Ghana cedis, 43 for 1,099, and a 55-inch UHD Smart TV Plus audio tower is going for 2,799 Ghana cedis. Christmas way, Chilean Casa with AC starting from 1,199, fridge for as low as 599, washing machine for 479, with gifts like blenders, kettles, free audio systems, and more. Visit all our shops and authorized resellers now. Christmas with NASCO is jolly.
Welcome back. If you just joined us, you are watching the A Show. I am your girl, Zainab Aisha Pasa. Yes, it's a pleasure every time when I come on your screens because I love to inform you, educate you, entertain you, and also inspire you. Today we are talking about herbal medicine. Yes, herbal medicine. Oftentimes, people have their own perceptions about herbal medicine for whatever it is. Some don't believe that is the right approach to good health. Some are indifferent, and others think is the number one. The orthodox medicine, some don't want to hear about it. I don't know your opinion. I don't know your take. But we're here to talk about herbal medicine and how effective it is for our wellness. I am so excited because I have a doctor who is actually a practitioner of herbal medicine. I wonder why he chose that line, but yeah, he's here. And herbal medicine, if you agree with me, is part of our society, it's part of our tradition, it's part of who we are as Africans. And so, if he decided to go in there must definitely be a reason why. I have a sister here with me who is going to attest to the fact that herbal medicine indeed is good for all of us. I'm excited. It promises to be a wonderful show. And together, let's get informed and educated. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on the A Show.
Thank you so
My
much.
doctor is Dr. Sharif.
Yes.
Yes. And Abna Buatima. Abna, we am Nemo. You're both welcome on the A Show.
Thank you so much.
Dr. Sharif, it's a pleasure to have you here on set.
I'm privileged to be on your show.
Thank you.
because, It's something that we've been watching for quite some time now.
Tell me about it.
Yes, I think I started watching the program on Metro TV, I guess.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I've been
You have
seeing
been
the
with
show-
me.
Yes, I've
Oh,
seen
you
the
have
show
been with
for
me.
quite some time now. So it's a pleasure
To be
here
to be
today.
here
It's-
on the show today.
I'm highly privileged to
Oh,
be on
to
the
God be
show
the glory.
and also to educate
Yes,
people
yes.
on. It's a very sensitive topic
Yes,
that
it
you've
is.
chosen.
Yeah.
I'm privileged and also hoping to actually change the mindsets of people about herbal medicine, and also to tell how herbal medicine has been helping since Adam, till now. So it's a really privilege to be here, and thanks so much for having us today.
Thank you for thanking me. Dr. Sheriff actually works at Amin Scientific. Yes, and so I'm sure that when we say Amin Scientific, a lot of people have heard about it. Yes, that's where you are, right?
Exactly.
And so, yes, he's coming from a very reputable institution, I must say, and emphasize is very important. So he's not going to just speak, but he's going to speak to the issues because he knows exactly what he's going to be talking about. And that's what makes this more interesting. So I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited. Yes. So herbal medicine. But before you start, Dr. Sherry, just tell me just a little bit about yourself. If it's the first time, I'm sure your patients know you. Your patients are going to be excited to see you on the A show, but a lot of people want to know you.
Yes.
And yes, so they can come and look for you at Amin Scientific. So who is Dr. Sharif?
Yes, my name, as you mentioned, Sharif Otri. I'm a Muslim.
Okay.
I'm a Khan by tribe.
Okay.
And then I recently got married. So
Go you, go you.
so and alternative medical practitioner.
Okay.
I work with Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital. I've been working with Amen for close to a decade.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Oh wow.
And
good job.
yes, so that is basically about me. Alternative medical practitioner working with Amen. I recently got married and still trying to, help, the little that we can to better the alternative medical sector and the health in general for the Ghanaian public,
So can I say that you're a herbalist?
Yes.
You are a herbalist.
I'm a medical herbalist.
Yeah, medical herbalist.
Exactly.
This is the first time I'm hearing that one. Medical herbalist.
Yes.
I said, polishing the
yes.
because before when they say you're a herbalist, like we look at you in a certain way.
Exactly.
Because the idea of a herbalist then was that be no and all those things. So it didn't sound right or whatever. But now I like the way you say it. Like you're a medical herbalist. So
Exactly.
you have actually learned about herbs.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. So what happens is, just as you said, Herbal has been with us for decades. Our great-grandparents has been using herbal medicine. And even herbal medicine in totality actually started from herbal. Socrates, Aristotle, those people who started medicine, Hippocrates and all those people started formulating medications after learning how plants looks like, how phytochemicals are after studying plants, So after all those studies, a lot of research went into how they can formulate synthetically. Because, for example, if you take cinnamon as a plant, and you can get a phytochemical like a tannin or an alkaloid in it, which can be used to treat, let's say, malaria. Now, this is the formula. They've studied it and they've taken it into consideration how the formula looks like. Now, these people have also gone further to actually synthetically produce the same chemical formula of a tannin without using a cinnamon. So that is how medicine in its totality, or the orthodox medicine, starts.
If I get you right, cinnamon actually is part of the treatments for malaria.
Yes. So
like the ingredients that they use for medication.
Yes, I just gave an example,
Okay.
like a cinnamon, that if you take it into consideration a cinnamon plant,
Okay.
that you can get phytochemical. A
Phytochemical.
phytochemical is actually what is curing a symptom or a condition that someone is presenting. And if you take plants, there are so many of them. Tannins is one of some of the phytochemicals or the properties that actually helps heal people or cure people from their conditions. So these people have studied, and research has went into some of these things so the time that they can synthetically produce, orthodox medication. But now, herbal medication, as you mentioned earlier, at first, you wake up in the morning, there's a pot, your mom has prepared something for you to just go and take and all those things. But as time went by, there's a lot of, improvement. There's a lot of research that has went into some of these things to actually better herbal or alternative medicine in the country.
Herbal medicine.
Yes.
Let me just tell you, or let me give you like my take on it.
Yes.
I get a bit frustrated when I see on TV
Yes.
one medication curing like 10 conditions or sicknesses or diseases. I get very frustrated because, when I go to the hospital and I have malaria,
Yes.
which is the commonest, so let me just
Yes.
use it. There's Coartem. It used to be chloroquine, whatever.
Yes.
So there's like specific medication that they would give you to cure you of your malaria. Herbal medicine came, and then they will come and tell you, oh, if you have TD, if you have sasabro, if you have cocoa, if you have this, one medicine, they will cure all of it. I get frustrated personally because I'm like, which parts of it, which of it is it going to cure? Doctor, but what am I saying?
Yes,
And I think that I speak for a lot of people who frown against herbal medicine because it doesn't seem to cure one sickness or disease.
Yes. Thank you so much for the question because it's a very, very important question, and a lot of people, and that is actually one of the major reasons why a whole lot of people don't want to use
that's
herbal
why we frown
medicine.
about it, yes.
But what happens is, what we have to know is when you take one particular plant, for example, you can have about 3 or 4 different proportions of phytochemicals in it. For example, you get alkaloids, let's say 30%, you get tannins 40%, you get glycosides 30%. So now it is up to you, the practitioner, to decide which of these phytochemicals you want to use and what kind of condition that you want to use. Because it's a challenge that we are facing as practitioners in the country. Because a lot of times you see one particular medication curing about 6 or 7 different conditions, which is actually not right. That is why now we have, facilities or centers working so hard to better some of these practices. Because now, if you take this scenario that I'm giving, it is up to the practitioner to actually extract the kind of phytochemical he or she needs to use for the medication.
Okay.
Because now, but then you realize because majority of them don't have the requisite equipment and facilities to actually extract these phytochemicals in their right quantities, they will tend to use the whole plant. You understand? Now, if you extract the whole plant or do a decoction, the syrups that we take, you are going to get all these phytochemicals in their quantities. But then, mind you, probably you are using it for a specific condition. But that same person taking that particular medication for, let's say, condition A can also benefit for condition B because there are a lot of phytochemicals. But then, now we've gotten to the age that we have, proper mechanism to actually extract the phytochemicals. So, for example, you take one plant and you extract glycosides here, extract alkaloids here, extract tannins here. Then, if you need the tannin to produce your medication, you just go ahead and use it. Other than doing it wholesome and then come out to tell us this condition, this particular medication is curing this and curing that and curing that. Because some people are also abusing the fact that the herbal medicine, one plant can treat so many conditions, and they are abusing that fact. So one plant, and then they are talking about a whole lot of issues.
Worrying.
But ideally, if you actually look into it, they might be right because of the quantities of these phytochemicals that we are mentioning. Now. But then we are always telling our people and treating them to actually get the phytochemicals in their right proportions for specific conditions.
So why don't you just make it very simple and just get medication for the different sicknesses or diseases or conditions?
Yes, we have a lot of facilities here in Ghana now that have a different. For example, I work with Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital, and we have over 30 different types of, drugs in our pharmacies that we use for different conditions. You understand? So you can't come and be using malaria medication for chest infection, or you can't come and be using a drug that is for typhoid fever for, let's say, headache. You understand? So we are getting there, but I still think we still need to improve. And that is more reason why there are facilities like the Center for Plant Medicine Research, Mampon Equiapim, which is there to help, alternative or herbal medicine.
I was going to mention it, scientific research.
Herbal medicine.
Initially, when you talk about herbal medicine, that is where you think about
yes,
scientific research, because
and I can tell you we are privileged as Ghanaians, because if you look at the sub-region, Ghana is the only country that has such a facility that has been designated for herbal medicine. To look into herbal medicine, how you can extract, how you can get right doses of medication. And they are doing a wonderful job for the herbal industry in the country.
So you went to medical school?
Yes.
And you decided that you want to major in herbal medicine. Herbal medicine.
Exactly.
What inspired you to do that?
What inspired me was the fact that I had my uncle in the industry already.
Okay.
And
I knew there was something.
And
there was something.
And he was like my role model growing up. I look up to him, and he was like, you are such a wonderful boy. I would want you to one day be like me. So growing up, he was always on me. In fact, when I was going to secondary school, he said, "No, I have to make sure you do science, so that when you come out, you can actually you can actually follow my footsteps." So he actually inspired me into this industry, and he has been so instrumental for me. Skydance, even after school, the kind of training that he will put through, the exposure that he has given, and it's so wonderful. So I'm very, 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 happy for what.
What's the name of your uncle?
He's the CEO of Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital, Dr. Sheikh Amin Bonsu. Yes.
Dr. Sheikh, what was it? What was it?
Yes.
What piano ever drew has he? Yes, because I knew there was some H factor somewhere. I was trying to find answer, and I get it. Okay, so Sharif, Dr. Sharif, how safe is herbal medicine?
What I can say is herbal medicine is one of the safest. What do you call it? Treatment models or medications that one can have. It's one of the safest. I can bet my life on this one, because one of the things that we have to notice, even before the inception of scientific research into herbal medicine and all those things, our parents were using herbal medicine even without right dosages and all those things. Researches into it and all those things to know the quantities and the phytochemicals and all those things. They were still thriving. They could live for 80, 90 years, they'll still
They
be
had a
strong.
longer lifespan.
You understand? So, and they
What are we doing wrong?
they solely relied on herbal medicine. They had nothing apart from herbal medicine. The pot is ready. You take your cup of your dido, and you're good to go. So herbal medicine is one of the safest medications that one can use. If, for example, if you're not abusing it, because every.
So then I was going to ask,
Yes.
is there a right dosage?
Yes, there's a right dosage for every herbal medication out there. There's a right dosage for every herbal medication out there, because every right thing, if you abuse it, it's going to cause problems.
Sure.
Even ordinary water, if you abuse water, definitely you're going to have challenges. So if you take it in the right dosages, and then also if you use it for the right purposes, definitely you're not going to have any issue with herbal medicine. But one of the challenges that we're having in the country as we speak now is that there's this perception, I don't know if it's a myth or a propaganda or whatsoever. A lot of times you hear people saying that, you say herbal medicine there, or no more, your kidneys are going to get damaged, you're going to have problems with your liver, and a whole lot of things. But my dear, they are all false. There's no truth about some of these issues, because one can say that even the normal paracetamol that we take, if you abuse it, it's going to cause problems.
Sure.
You understand? So if you are taking herbal medication, and you are taking it in right quantities, in right dosages, with doctors giving you right prescriptions, definitely you are not going to have any issue. And I can tell you, if we should line up people who have benefited from herbal medicine, people probably the other side even rejected them because of the severity of their condition. My dear, we have cases as worse as someone, both kidneys almost going off, and stage kidney damage. And by God willing, when they came to some of our facilities, we're able to help them revive their kidneys to normalcy.
Abna is here, she'll testify.
Yes. So it's very, very important, and it's high time we shift our attention to herbal medicine. Because now if you go to places like China and all those places, it is herbal medicine they are relying on. And look at their lifespan. They live longer, they live healthy, and all those things. But now if you come down here, and it will surprise you, as young as teens are having hypertension, young men and women having issues with their kidney, people who might not even have tasted herbal medicine never in their lives, having some of these severe and chronic conditions. So I think it's high time we shift the attention to herbal and alternative medicine, because we have qualified people out there to help you with herbal medication.
You heard it. Dr. Sharif, I want to talk. Why? And as a doctor, I can say you say not just say me treat kakra.
Yes.
Nah.
So this is herbal medicine. Yes. So herbal medicine is part of us. It should be something that we eat, something that we drink, something that makes us. Because when it comes to herbal and alternative medicine, ordinary water can be used as a form of therapy. You understand?
Right. Yeah.
And it's doing a lot of magic for people. Not necessarily preparing medication. There are a lot of ways that we can use herbal and alternative medicine to better our lives. You understand?
Dr. Sharif, thank you so much. I'll let you sip on not tea but water as I go on a short commercial break. We'll go for a break. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Labadi Beach Hotel. Allow me to take you through a pleasant journey. Our rooms are well disinfected with special chemicals. We provide personal hygiene sets for our guests in all our rooms, including a face mask and hand sanitizer. After every checkout, our rooms are disinfected, making it ready in good hygiene for our next guest. In these difficult times, we do not compromise on the quality of our food. Here, we maintain a safe distance amongst the guests, and again, all employees wear face masks and gloves. Our plates and cutlery goes through heat of about 70 degrees Celsius during cleaning. Our tables and restaurant area are frequently cleaned whilst observing safe distancing. Remember, our ingredients for food are always fresh and clean. All facilities are regularly sanitized. Tables and chairs are arranged at safe distances of at least 2 meters apart. We offer you a great selection of outstanding venues. The U-shaped style conference arrangement can accommodate up to 40 seats. This is the theatre-style arrangement, which also seats up to 75 guests. Labadi Beach Hotel, first choice.
We know this year has been a little booga, but Tonia, don't worry. Christmas will still be one amazing experience with NASCO because we'll make it an affordable bronya. No one is left out of the discounts and gifts. Our 40-inch satellite TV is going for 949 Ghana cedis, 43 for 1,099, and a 55-inch UHD Smart TV Plus audio tower is going for 2,799 Ghana cedis. Christmas way, Chilean Casa with AC starting from 1,199, fridge for as low as 599, washing machine for 479, with gifts like blenders, kettles, free audio systems, and more. Visit all our shops and authorized resellers now. Christmas with NASCO is jolly.
Welcome back if you just joined us. Oh my goodness, you've missed. We've missed. Where were you? Didn't you know it was time for the A show? Well, just join me. I have my cup of tea here. I don't know what you're drinking, but I hope that you're drinking something good. You know, we are talking about herbal medicine today. Some are very skeptical about it, some are not, some are very welcoming to it. And I have a lady here with me. She's now going to she's now going to start talking because she's been quiet all this while. Abna, what actually got you into herbal medications?
Okay, for starters, I think how it caused the whole sickness for me to be introduced into herbal medicine. I think I dug my own grave after school.
Okay.
You know, sometimes when you're done with school, you think you're too tired to rest. You know, throughout.
Got chilly?
No, like you want to rest. You feel like you've been through school, like the whole years you've been learning
It's
and
been
all that.
hectic.
Yeah, so you need to rest. And so I found myself in a very lazy mode.
Okay.
I was virtually always lying down,
who
watching
activates
movies.
lazy mood?
Yes.
Chai.
Yes. Feeling lazy to even get up to go and have breakfast or even eat anything.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so I was always lying down, watching movies. That was my only source of entertainment. I'm not really into friend stuff, so lying down almost all the time. So
Like to
when
be
I
by yourself and
Yes.
chill.
So the time that I feel like, no, this is time for me to eat, I only eat noodles with Coca-Cola.
Sister. Sanati.
Yeah, for some time. It was my only food, you know, I kept. And people who were around me, my family and a few friends that I knew what I was going. So most started advising that I stop. At least I should cut the Coke away from my diet. And I was addicted.
You became addicted.
Even if I don't add noodles, I add bread
Chai.
to Coke.
Wrong combination.
Yes. Every day. Every day. So after some months,
And for no.
as long as it's chilled, like it's on rocks, I'm
That's
good.
right.
Yeah.
Abna no energy.
Yeah. And so after some months, I got myself a job. So that is when I started getting back to normal life, I should
Okay.
say. And then that is when life started teaching me a lesson. Any time I eat something, even water, anytime I take in water, I have tummy upset, severe headaches, you know, symptoms here and there, you know. So I started sensing danger because even as I'm sitting right here, if I sit, I'll feel pain at my back.
Wow.
Yes. And I didn't know what it was, and I didn't know who to talk to. And so I went to my grandmother, and she was like, you know, I'm a Brewana now, I should say. And so she was like, okay, you know what, let's do this. Started introducing herbal medicine. But, you know, girls, also about I feel like, you want me to take this concoction. Exactly. Like, you want me to take this concoction, I'm not doing it. You know. So, yes, so I refused. So one day I went to work and it was so horrible. I started throwing up and I saw droplets of blood.
Mercy.
It was that bad. So I went straight to the hospital, had few tests, lab here and there, and then was given some medicines. At the pharmacy, there was a guy there. May he rest, he's dead now. May he rest in peace. Prince. He looked at me and was like, how old are you? I said my age and he was like, Oba fefefe say na oba stati anum all say drew. And I'm like, whoa, what is going on? Exactly. And I'm like, whoa, what's the meaning of this? You know, the hospitals usually, they don't tell you. It's like most of the hospitals, when you go for the labs and all that, they don't even read it out to you. They don't tell you what it is unless you probe them to, you know,
it's always been like that. So you need to be the one asking.
Yeah. And so the guy was like, no, you can't do this. You know what, I'll give you this for now. But I think that if you know anybody in your life, mom, dad, I'll introduce you to herbal medicine. It's the best. Because also, for him, I don't know why he said that. For him, was say, intiminko, unless
you try herbal.
Yes, alternative medicine. And I was like, okay. So my grandma was right after all. So I have to go back to her.
But you started taking the medication? Okay.
Yes, I started, but nothing giddy. So I was introduced into herbal medicine by my grandmother and a friend.
Okay.
Yes, so I started taking it. But initially when I was taking the conventional medicine, you still have nausea and all that after taking the medicine. But with the herbal, it's not like that. Yes, that's one thing about it. Even though it's bitter, and there are no two ways about it. Yes, very bitter. But after that, you feel good. Exactly. I always. You see. So at the hospital, even though I was asked not to take those soda, pepper, oranges, and all that. Yes. But I had to always add Fanta.
Why?
I couldn't take it. Yes. And so I will have to buy Fanta and add to my herbal until, like, because I was starting. So later then I realized that, okay, fine. If I stop this, I'll be good. So I stopped that eating habits. And then now full-term alternative girl, you know, medicine. So.
There's a one. Which was a one degree war, a baby drum. Sana denakwe.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so I think it's the best. The best.
Abna, so your own lifestyle made you develop ulcer?
Yes.
Were you told what type of ulcer you had?
Yes.
Which type did they say you had?
Abdominal.
Abdominal ulcer. And the medications
upper abdominal.
Upper abdominal.
Yes.
So those medications were actually supposed to treat it or cure it, or what was it supposed
necessarily.
To do for you?
I'm sure it was just to
make
the
you
pain that I was going through. Yeah,
okay.
Not to cure.
Do you still have ulcer?
No.
You don't?
I'm good now.
Because you took the herbal medications.
Yes.
You took it religiously. They're not
Not anymore. Not anymore.
I'm being the devil's advocate here. Yeah. Do you understand? So what about somebody who's had ulcer for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and has been battling with it? Are you trying to tell me that when I come to scientific research today, you that are listening to me and watching me, that's suffering from ulcer as well, if they come to you, you're going to be able to cure them of their condition?
Yes, we will be able to help such people because these are some of the cases we usually get. A lot of times you see people come in having tried the other side of medicine, going to hospitals, doing endoscopy, doing this, also being worsened and all those situations, going through all those processes before realizing that they are still not getting any outcome out of the numerous medications, drugs, triple therapy, and all those models that they've gone through. But by God being so good, when they come to our facility, for example, also within a matter of weeks, it shouldn't take us more than 2 weeks. Your ulcer, no matter how long you've suffered from it, we should be able to, help you out of that situation. I wouldn't want to say ulcer is no of a condition, but there are even worse situations. Quite recently, it's election time, and these politicians were so hard on campaigning and other stuff. There was a DC who was brought in our facility with stroke. He woke up one morning and one side of the body was off.
What's off?
He couldn't do anything, couldn't lift the arm or the legs. He was brought in a wheelchair and all those things. Within a matter of weeks, I think he was admitted for 10 days. On the 8th day, he was walking. The 10th day, he went back. You understand? So that is the kind of, success stories we are talking about. The people married for so many years, struggling to get pregnant, to have children, and all those things, and they come and at times I'm even surprised myself the kind of response that we get. You understand? I had a couple who has been married for 3 years, very young couple. In fact, they came on their next review. You understand? I told them to come on their next review. The complaint the lady gave, dog, I've started having this, I said, what kind of complaints are these? So they should go and check for me and she was pregnant.
Without even knowing it.
You understand? They were even placed on treatment for about 12 weeks. That is about 3 months for us to monitor them. But within the first about 3 weeks on their first review date, the lady was pregnant. So this is the kind of recovery and response that we are talking about, and it's enormous. It's enormous. We are doing a whole lot for people, and it will surprise you to know that those people who are out there saying negative stuff about herbal medicine and alternative medicine runs back to us when the going gets harder. At our facility, we have a lot of doctors, specialist doctors who comes to our main scientific, for example, for treatment and all those things. Politicians, big men in our societies and all those things. So I think it's high time we educate the public and let them know the importance of the herbal medicine.
You've just touched on my next question to you. That how effective are you going to continuously, drum it into the ears of people that herbal medicine is good and people should embrace it? It was going to be my next question.
Yes,
to you.
I think it's high time we tell the public, we let them know that it is the best thing God has given us. Because if you look into the Bible, God said somewhere in the Bible, I'm not sure I can quote vividly the quotation. Yes, that you eat the fruit and use the leaves for your health. So exactly. So there's when you come to herbal medicine, for example, we believe that there's no single condition that has no cure. That's what we believe.
Okay.
And I think we as herbal practitioners, it's also hard time to also up our game. Just as you mentioned, some drugs are bitter and all those things. It has gotten to a time that when you go to herbal facility, you can get capsules, you can get tablets. You understand? We are even trying to get injections and infusions and all those things. Yes, so
that's interesting.
Yes,
because it used to be only some bottle kakrakabi.
Yeah,
bottles no kwa say ma buy 6. Yes, no for 1 week. And I say bibi. And to no say all the cap na show. Na one no meboa.
No. So this, and at first it was like that. It was like that. Yes, it used to be like that, but now things are changing, and we are still trying to improve more. You understand? If you can't take the bitter syrups, why don't we make it capsules? Why don't we make it syrup? So that it will be comfortable for the user to use it without having any you know.
Drawing in any shape or form, yempe.
Yeah, there are people like that. There are people like that. You know, as human as we are, you know, the air that we are breathing in are not too good because the water that we are taking, our lifestyle that we are living, we are drinking a lot of alcohol, we are smoking. If you are not smoking, probably you go to the club or bar, you become a second-hand smoker. And see, there are a whole lot of things that is causing a lot of conditions, a lot of diseases. So definitely we'll get sick. But then if you are getting sick, I am entreating you or advising you, get to a certified alternative herbal or alternative medical hospital near you, and you are not going to regret it.
As a parent, if you're parents and you have to go to the hospital with your children, will you choose herbal hospitals over the usual or the orthodox? Because most of these institutions now have the machines, the equipment, everything that you can
almost everything.
You can name.
Yes. So at this point in my life, I would gladly say yes.
Okay.
I would gladly say yes to herbal medicine. You know, I have a testimony, and I think I can. If I have any platform, just TV, radio, anywhere, social media,
you advise us
everybody to go for the alternative medicine. It's the best. It's the best.
Are you? Masumwa.
They were just prepared with us in mind, and so I'm sure you would have no other choice. Conventional medicines are good for some people, but with me,
you have not bought my day. Pama on Sasho.
All day.
Doctor, some about mommy drew a menum fanta.
But please, can I ask doctor a question?
Please, feel free.
Can they add something sweet to medicine? Because we are tired of. Oh, it's not.
Abna, you were thinking the same way because that was the question I was going to ask.
Can you add something sweet too?
What we can do is these drugs that are too bitter to take, we can capsulate or tablet them to lessen, because if you are adding additives to medication, you're actually affecting the quality of medication that you're producing. So I wouldn't advise we add any additive. With the herbal medicine or alternative medicine, we want the drugs in their raw form, in their raw nature, so that when it gets into the system, it can actually work effectively as it's supposed to. When it's good when you add these additives to make it sweet, so that it will be easily for people to take. But I'll prefer we capsulate or tablet some of these medications so that you can easily take them without any problem.
What about honey?
Dr. Sherry, it is said,
yes.
And as a school of thought, I think lately, Mika, I'm believing in that school of thought, that, with the ulcer, for instance, that she went to the orthodox side before she came to the herbal. It is not as if they can't get a cure for it, but different pharmaceutical companies are making money out of it, and so they don't deem it right to add the required whatever you people will call it, dosage or whatever, to actually cure you completely. But they would rather give you something that would just subside it, make you feel like, oh, you're getting a relief, and then you get crisis again, and then you have to go back for more dosage. So it is a way of making their money and not necessarily cure patients. Your take on that? Because you also diagnose, as a herbalist, you diagnose and actually give medication.
Yes.
But your case, you're trying to make me understand that is different, because she got a cure for her condition. Meaning that you don't add all the communities. That you make sure that once we come, one touch, we get cured.
Yes.
How will you get the next patient to come?
No,
Because if Abna is cured, she's not coming back to get ulcer medication.
yes. And no, our main aim is not about the money. We take delight in people getting well. And one of our major focus is to make sure that people don't even get sick in the first place. So if you've been following Amen Scientific for a very long time, you can see some of our programs on radio, on TV, after every program, at the end of every, we give tips to help people to actually stay healthy other than getting sick. So mind you, we are in this industry to make people get well of their sicknesses, not to make money. The money, whilst we go along, definitely will come. People will come, you sell medicines to them. But then if you give, for example, Abena medication now and he's cured of his condition, she will go and tell the other person who is also sick to come. So in that way, you are going to get your money. You understand? So we are not after the money. We are after the well-being of the people. That is with Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital.
Amen is a private institution, obviously. Have you ever had the need to sort for, especially government support or anything in building your establishments?
Yes, I think we are working with governments for over 2 decades since our inception. Food and Drugs Board is one of the institutions. TMPC Center, Traditional Medicine Practice Council, and the Ministry of Health. We are working with them. We are also working with Center for Plant Medicine. So we are in collaboration, day in, day out to make it better. And when this pandemic started, they sought to us for some medications. We submitted, and out of the numerous drugs that all facilities submitted, Amen Scientific submitted 3, and it all came out positive as a supplementary treatment for this pandemic, and it was doing magic. You understand? So we are always in collaboration with these state institutions to help, better our service delivery to the people. That is our main motive, to make sure the well-being of our people, especially the well-being of Ghanaian public.
In your earlier submission, you mentioned that you don't believe that there's no condition that you don't believe that there's a cure for every condition. There are certain conditions that, still in the world, they're trying so hard to get medications for. COVID will even be, it's a baby because it just hit us. You know, so we won't even talk about COVID. We have HIV, we have cancer, we have diabetes, we have so many conditions that people are living with, and supposedly you're supposed to live with it for the rest of your life, because the only medications they give you is the ones that you can use to manage the situation until who comes to take you away. As a doctor said, make we won't send my menu. Any idea manager who cry.
I wouldn't want to talk much on some of the conditions that you mentioned, but what I can say is, some of these viral infections like HIV, for example, when you get it, what happens is it is not the virus that actually kills the person. The virus actually affects the immunity.
That's right.
It weakens the immunity such that even when you're attacked with malaria, the malaria can kill you. So what is actually affected is the immune system. And it will surprise you to know that people who have tested positive for some of these conditions come to our facility, for example, and we focus solely on the immunity. We build the immunity to the level that they might not show any sign or any symptom. The way you see them,
nothing changes.
You understand the way you see
physical being.
You understand. You see people with some of these conditions, and they are so wasted. There's no muscle on their body. They can't sleep. They are tired all the time. We help boost the immune system to the level that they can withstand all these things, and they can live their normal life. They can go to their work. They can do whatever is expected of them without showing any sign. So that is how far Amen has gotten to. And it will surprise you to know that even some of these conditions might have been even been treated by some herbal institutions in the country. We are here, we hear it on radio and TV a lot of time, that some preparations that are out in our markets here in Ghana is able to cure some of these conditions. So herbal medication in itself, if we pay particular attention to it, can go a long way to help us. And even with this COVID that you just mentioned, do you know there are some herbal preparations that can actually cure this COVID, this pandemic? Yeah, you don't know, because we have people who tested positive, took these herbal preparations and tested negative afterwards.
Yeah.
A whole lot of people. So I think it is high time we look into herbal medicine. We try and better it as a country, because as individual, we might not be able to do it all. But you understand. But then if we collaborate with the government agencies, with the support of the government, we do a lot of research into it, how to better some of these things, I think it will go a long way to help us as people and the country at large. Because so many herbal preparations that we import from China, it's going to help the economy. So if you are able to build improve on our herbal institution, we are also going to export, and it's going to bring a lot of
Revenue
income into the country.
Talking about COVID again, it's so interesting. Well, we're living in COVID times, so yes, why not? So that you get infected and you are tested and you are positive, and there's no cure for it yet, and yet you take some concoction and you go back and test, and you are negative, and no. Medically, scientifically, much as you're saying.
Yes. So what happens is COVID is a virus.
It's a virus, because when you talk about it, we just celebrated World HIV Day.
Yes.
And I just actually realized that the symptoms for COVID and HIV are very similar, very, very similar. And one thing they also have in common is the immune system. So because you mentioned the immune system, and it just brought my attention to the fact that it's the immune system all along.
Yes.
The survival of HIV/AIDS before you become an AIDS patient, and COVID-19.
Yes. So
that you are negative and then you become positive.
Yes. So what
it baffles my understanding. I'm sorry, but I don't understand it.
Yes. So what happens is, when you're infected with COVID, for example, it's a virus. You understand? Which has its receptors within the respiratory system, especially within the lungs. So these viruses thrive well in these places. You get it. So now, if you have any plant that has a stronger antiviral property, higher potency for antivirals, you understand? And you give some of these things, and then also give drugs that have effect in the respiratory tract, you are going to be successful. So that is what these people are doing. And it's not just COVID. There are conditions like hepatitis B and all those things. You go to Orthodox and all these places, they will tell you there's no cure. You just have to manage. But it will surprise you to know there are a lot of herbal centers or alternative medical centers in this country that are curing hepatitis B. It will surprise you to know. But they are there. You understand? So my question is, why don't we delve into some of these things? Ask them, what are you using? What plants are you using? Why is it that the whole world, we are not having cure for some of these conditions, but you are able to do it, so that we better, because the country can benefit from some of these things.
And for me, I think that when we hear it, when we hear a herbal center say, oh, we have cure for this, we laugh at it.
Yes.
Because we don't take it serious, so
that
maybe we should start looking at it from that angle where we give them a challenge that, okay, if it's true, A, B, C, D.
Prove it.
You understand? So then we move from just laughing about it and actually making them, more serious or be taken seriously.
Exactly. Because there are a lot of plants out there that has antiviral properties. And if a plant has antiviral property, it means that it will be able to help people having problems that are caused by viruses.
Dr. Sharif, do you have any challenges? Herbal medicine practitioners.
Yes.
Do you have challenges? You can speak to Amin Scientific.
Yes. I think I will speak in general.
Okay.
The challenge that we have as practitioners is, in as much as we are trying to do the right thing, some of us are doing the right thing, there are still a lot of us trying to hide behind curtains to so to say do dubious practices and other stuff. So I will engage our TMPC and all those regulators to actually up their game to help fish out these quack, herbal and alternative practitioners out there, so that the little that can go by the rules and regulations that have been outlined for us, we can work with them, and with the help of the government and these agencies that we work with, I think we can better the alternative and the herbal industry, and it will go a long way to help our health delivery system in the country.
That will be your final take, actually, because I think you summed it up so nicely. So unless you have something else to say. Yes, but I think, yes. So in the challenges, you've addressed the fact that the quack one should be kicked out. Yes. Because then it debunks the thoughts of some of us not believing that, herbal medicines are what we should go for.
That is the future of health delivery in Ghana and in the world at large. Because now if you see how China and India and all those people are doing, they are doing so well in the herbal industry and alternative industry.
China and India, I just say good.
So I think by and by we'll also get there and we'll match them, as someone would say, boot for boot.
I'm not what, man. The final words.
Okay. I want to entreat everybody watching us now to get involved in this campaign about herbal medicine.
Okay.
For me, like I said earlier, it's the best. And with pleasure, I want everybody to also come on board. Visit, any other herbal medicine that you know, and then have a one-on-one with a consultant, and then probably there's one thing I like about herbal, the alternative hospitals. They have machines that are conventional, or the hospitals that we already know they don't have.
What the kind?
Yes, you can sit, they can have this headphone that you will use, and then everything in your system will come on a monitor, and then you're good to go. I know they have MCR,
problem.
MCI or something, the hospital, but this is the best. It's the best. I've been using it. It's not like I'm testing for something. It's me.
No, you can't even come and sit here on this show.
Yes, it's me.
As a system,
And so, yes, if you have doubts, if you have doubts, you're just like Aisha. Can you visit me or any other?
See, I've not just tagged me as anti-herbal medicine, but yes, how I do and I'm in pet. And if my dad is watching me like that, he will say, there she goes. Because me, I drew a new day. As I said, I drew no credit, the cram in pet, none care new. And no pet, and any problem.
It's not all the drugs that are bitter. It's not all the drugs that are bitter.
Sure. I mean, when I was quite young, I visited scientific research.
Yes.
And so I have that is how I have my experience with herbal clinics, and so I was quite young. I was in secondary school. My mom took me there, so yeah. So that's what was in the door. So I think I still have that at the back of my mind, and so when I think about herbal medicine, that's what scares me. That's what scares me, honestly, and so I'm being very real. So that's it. But apart from that, I'm going to be visiting you.
Definitely,
very soon.
definitely. You will love it. You will love it.
Dr. Sharif, it's been a pleasure, honestly, having you on the A show, because I think that you've come to really inform us, and I already have a change of mind. Trust me, I do.
Thank you so
much.
much.
Abna, it was nice having you to share with us your testimony. A herbal medicine ambassador. We are one-man campaign. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll go for a short commercial break. It's time for Aisha Moments. Yes, the time I get to share my opinion on everything we discussed today. Yes, before we started the show, some of us had our own thoughts, perceptions about herbal medicine. If you ask me right now, I'm changed. Yes, I have a change of mind about herbal medicine. I'm in scientific research. Yes, I am. I have an appointment to Dr. Sharif and I'm going to see him. You know, I forgot to tell and ask him about why the name Amin Scientific. But I'm sure I'll meet the uncle and ask him why myself. Yes, because I have an appointment to go see him. I also have a condition and I want it cured. Yes, ASAP. So once I get it done, trust that I'm going to come back here and share that with you. Yes, I promise you. So it's been fun coming your way. My style is a new collection of Cheek by Siba. Yes, beautifully styled. My hair is from Glamour Hair. We are recording at the plush 5-star Labadi Beach Hotel. My makeup is by Kitsch Beauty. Yes, and so if you need a nice makeup to take you out there, why don't you call Kitsch Beauty? She's here to hook you up. Lovely dresses. Chic by Siva is there. Oh, you need your hair to do the talking. Glamour Hair is waiting for you. Go there. And if you are looking for events, places, look no further. Labadi Beach Hotel is a place to be. I love you for watching. I look forward to coming your way again next week with another informative, exciting, educational episode of the A Show. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.